Well, gangster, Dan, hope you're doing well. Nice beard. We just talked about it then. So obviously anyone who knows or anyone who watches my page quite regularly, you will have seen Dan. The wins he's posted over the last year have been unreal. All the stuff we've gone through has been insane and all the life. So I wanted to just do a bit of a caption of the last 9 to sort of 12 months really of the year for you, dude, and kind of go for it. But how would you introduce yourself? So your job role, your age, and kind of what you do on a day-to-day basis, Dan. How would you describe yourself as a person, buddy?
So my job role is greenkeeping, so it's pretty much just in the summer it's cutting grass, and then in the winter it's more like projects. So like today, for instance, been turfing a area on a fairway. I'm 26, but nearly 27. For me, I feel like I'm a down-to-earth person. Like I feel like I can get on with anybody. And like if I especially feel comfortable around people, then you'll probably get the best out of me.
Yeah. Helpful, I think, caring. You want to help other people. That's a huge thing. Passionate about your job. You really enjoy what you do, and obviously we'll touch upon that in a minute. But like, I think there's a lot of stuff that you've got really good traits. That's a really good thing. I remember when we first had a conversation. Really good energy. Really good about what you want to do. Especially like you said there, if you're in a comfortable group, which is massive. But kind of let's touch upon then, Dan. You joined us in March 2021. Anyone who's watching this, and I just want to talk through a little bit of your reality before the program, buddy. Your struggles, your problems, mentally and physically, what you were going through, and what was life like before the Warriors, buddy?
I think it's stopped probably since all my life. Well, up to now, I've always had probably low confidence, so not believing in myself. Obviously, having fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of the unknown, pretty much everything like that, really. I'm always having the blame and victim sort of mentality. And then just before I joined this program, I was feeling tired after work. I wouldn't focus on myself or do anything to help me help myself. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I think that's the reality sometimes, isn't it? Is when lads don't know exactly what to do, you can get your confidence knocked, you can get your self-esteem knocked, and like you say, when you're not exercising, what ends up happening is you don't end up having more energy because you're not actually proactively being active. And we all know this, everyone knows this. It's not magic. And then like when it comes to them, that routine, you kind of just get stuck into it, don't you? And I think that happened. I remember our first couple of conversations, that was the reality. It was every day coming home, not doing anything proactive towards you, not doing anything proactive for Dan. And it just ended up in quite a negative scenario. And like you say, where was your sort of confidence, 1 to 10 at that position? I've got it down here, but if you wouldn't mind saying, that would be amazing. And
I'd say very low, like probably 2 or 3 or even lower than that. I think.
I remember that being like a huge thing that I recognize is that this isn't just about getting you physically back in a better position or building a summer body or any of that bollocks. It's about actually really mentally going inside, what's going on, taking you to new confidence level. And we had a conversation and we talked through a lot of things. And I remember there was a heavy amount of I don't know if you remember this, but you basically, I've seen this happen a few times. What happened is it's kind of we talked through everything. We went through the process of the conversation, went through the call, went through the battle planning. And there was that point where it was like, you have to make a decision if you're taking action or you're not. And I remember it wasn't the financial aspect. It wasn't anything to do with that. It was the self-doubt for you, wasn't it? I think that's a lot of thing that happens for lads is that, they see other guys like yourself now that have been able to experience getting their confidence up, getting to a new level, but you just weren't sure if it was actually you who was able to do it. And, I did a few things, talked through a few elements, tried to make you feel as comfortable as possible. You took action, which I'm fucking so glad you did, because obviously what we're going to go through in a minute. But when you first took action, Dan, the first day, Groundhog Day, first day of your first initial 90 days, you joined. What was your, what was your feel? What was your mentality at that point? First day you joined, buddy. Talk me through it.
Probably obviously nervous, really, and obviously being apprehensive, or whatever the word is. Obviously, you're stepping into the unknown. Obviously, probably people already know what it's like to step into the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen.
It's
or
like that first day of school vibes.
yeah.
That first day of school, like, fuck, oh no, I don't know anyone. I'm not sure about this, and it's so panic. And I don't know if you've read Ben Williams' book. He was actually my corporal in training, and he talks about the commander mindset. And I know Ant Middleton and the rest of the lads have talked about the red door. And like you say, it's going through that red door. It's that I almost think about with you guys. It's that initial step to go, I want to become the new me, but I'm not sure what else that's going to bring. And it's kicking down. My job is to fucking basically put my hand on your back, squeeze, and go, damn, kick the door down. And we did that. And that first 90 days, what was the reality of you for your confidence, your self-esteem, once we kicked that door down and we'd gone through the first 90 days? What was the reality for you, mate?
I was really good to like see me, like when he first got me doing like home workouts, because obviously we're still in like the end of COVID. Also just seeing me like kind of flip a negative and positive, like because obviously I'd come home not be bothered wanting to do training, but then I'd just be like, well, just do something, and then it just worked on from that. Yeah. Really,
I think we've got that momentum going. That was the biggest thing. Is you were in a funk and you weren't really doing much, and you weren't, like you say, training from home, or you weren't doing anything.
No.
Actually, every time you're coming home, it was had no plan, no structure, no clarity about what you were doing. And getting those wheels turning was massive, wasn't it, in that first initial process? And where did your confidence go, even just in that first 90 days, let alone now having been in the program a year, buddy? What was the state for you? Where was the confidence going in that level?
I feel like it definitely moved up to like a probably 7, like within that 90 days.
And a lot of lads are going to ask like how that was done, Dan. So like with the plan, the education, the accountability community, the support, everything we do inside the Warriors, how did it actually boost your confidence? Like what element actually went right? That's helping. That's helping. What actually? How did it benefit you? That'd be quite cool to talk through.
I'd probably say the community probably boosted me up the most, because I can just remember one time, or even loads of times, really, where somebody put a win on the Facebook group, and we'd all be bouncing off each other. Everybody sharing a win, and after that, it'll just give you a boost.
It's a bit mental at the minute, isn't it? Like when you've got like, sometimes it is a bit like, oh, fucking hell, this has got proper legs now. Like this is literally charging lads forward. When you've got like 5 or 6 people that are saying boom, 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 and it's like, right, I'm going to fucking do that as well. I'm going to do that. And full disclosure, mate, like you've had dark weeks where you maybe haven't been on the ball. And like you said, that community's picked you back up and put you in that position. Would you agree that that's a huge thing? Is that brotherhood, that support, the people like, I know obviously I've all day today when I've been filming these, I've gone on about it, but like having guys like Ollie Ollerton, having guys like the Battle 360, Katie Parrott, you were definitely there. That was huge, wasn't it? She's an absolute inspiration, all those guys in and that community element of getting all you together and really developing these problems. Has that been a huge thing to actually push your confidence up? Do you feel like that's what's happened?
Yeah, definitely. Like having, people, other coaches come in, and other people who are also experts in health and fitness come in and share their knowledge. Definitely helps. 100%.
That's the biggest thing. And I think, like, obviously I know you're going to come in hopefully this April for the Rocket Race. I'm really looking forward to getting you to that, or like all the things we've done, which is massive. And looking at that now, Dan, like obviously that was the first 90 days. Let's look at the whole year, right? Over the course of the last year, what's the reality been? What are the biggest lessons and wins you've got from having been inside the Warriors for 2021, buddy?
The biggest wins is just probably just if you're not feeling like you want to train, or you're having a bad day, you just got to try and make sure you can do something. So whether if you can't be bothered to train, focus on other areas like sleep or water or nutrition, things like that. So it's about that. Like this week, for instance, I'm probably not going to train, but I know because I've got a course to get on, so I'm going to focus on that, and then also not just that, obviously sleep and nutrition and that as well. So even though I'm not training, also I'm focused on other aspects.
And what about kind of looking at yourself physically and your body and your brain and your life? How has this had a positive effect on those things? How has this actually over the last year helped you? Like, I know that obviously we're hopefully looking at starting our own business. We're hopefully looking at going into a different sector in different industries, etc. And that's obviously huge. how else has this helped your, body, brain, and life? What are the elements that you've really boosted on that level? Like, where's your confidence? Where's your mental health? Where's your physical ability?
In terms of the body, like obviously I've been like surprising myself with how much I've been. Like, it's not always about obviously how much you lift, but obviously pushing yourself to lift a certain amount for a new personal best. Obviously, after that, it just gives you so much energy, and you feel proud of yourself for how much you've done. Mentally, like you say, it's just trying to be positive in negative situations and trying to be calm in stressful situations.
I think that's
It's not easy. It's obviously not easy being calm. Obviously, you always have your emotional side, like get you to be angry and that. So it's just trying to remain calm
I think
more than anything.
it's quite a big thing that I teach you guys, particularly on, having done like mental health courses myself, and obviously with the lads who we bring in, because they're an expert in it. I've never been in a combat situation myself, but we've brought plenty of people in who have, and when they can talk through when they're in such an extreme scenario and they're still able to keep their fucking cool, it's quite good when we can translate that into your guys' lives and help with that. And that's obviously massive. And how has this benefited the people around you, Dan? So such as your partner, your family, how's this benefited those guys?
But I feel like they've probably definitely seen like a change, whether that be like body and mind. I've definitely spoke about like if they've struggled a bit to like probably meditate and things like that, because meditation does help a lot. Like people think it's just some spiritual thing, but it's definitely not. Like definitely cools you down, like cools your brain down, so you can become more calm.
And like you say, like, I mean, Ollie says it, meditation is your focused concentration on a particular moment in time. It's not necessarily fucking Glastonbury shit.
No.
Like, and that's obviously massive. And on that, buddy, like when we look at all the teachings that we've given you, the strategies, the subjects, the awareness around these elements, such as meditation, training, nutrition, mindset, like when you look at the program itself, what would you say about it? How would you rate, the Warriors? How would you rate what we do? I know we talked about, and you obviously sent me the video a while back saying about, it's not just a program, it's a life-changing program, all those things. What would your words be about it, really, Dan?
Yeah, it's definitely not just you being a personal trainer, giving us training and just a nutrition plan. It's mostly you're giving us knowledge and training to have a bulletproof mindset, but also have a bulletproof body. But obviously within that you get, guys who just like us, like yourself, who just want to be better people, who want to be the best version of themselves, so that they can help other people.
That's massive for me. Like, if you're in the program, you'll know this anyway. But like, I've told you lads the journey that I went through from 17 to I am 27 now. Fuck yeah, 27. That like 10 years. Fucking forgot that then, Dan. But I told you guys about that sort of 10-year journey and like, being a very young dyslexic lad that fucking basically everyone writ off and said you'll never ever make it in anything, and then having so many different things happen over the 10 years and that knock your mental health and your confidence, and my kind of story of that. And I think it's true that you've got to look at the positives. You've got to look at what you learned from that scenario, that situation, and how it will help you to, move into the next element of your life, and you don't dwell on who you are. Any lads who are currently, they've watched this back, Dan, or they've seen the other testimonials, the other case studies that we've done with other guys, and they're thinking about joining us, mate, what would you say to them, buddy? What would you say to them?
So don't let the fear hold you back, like, because it is scary and all that. Like, and it's not a quick fix. It's gonna take a while. It's like what Ollie and Ant say. It's life's a long journey of learning. Like, you're always gonna have bad days and good days. So, but with obviously this program, you learn how to deal with that. So if people are holding back joining, just go for it. It is the best thing. You learn more about how important sleep is, nutrition, water, because a lot of people forget how important they are. And they're very important.
And I think you get sidetracked with all the other shit that life throws at you, don't you? Like, people just kind of forget that, like, the biggest vessel that is going to give you more time is you. Like if you're healthier, fitter, stronger, in a more mental good, in a better mental state, that is going to prolong everything, your living, your quality of life. So yeah, it's huge, man. And would you say, Dan, that the last year has completely changed the direction and also your life, buddy?
Oh, definitely. Like with all aspects, like training, I'm loving training.
Yeah.
Like obviously, even though I'm probably leaving it out this week, I definitely want to get back to it. Like, and it's like in terms of like mindset and just learning about how you can be more positive and look after your mind. Because obviously, to me, your mind and body are probably two biggest assets you'll ever have. So you need to look after them.
100%. Like you say, you've got to have, if you've got a positive mentality and you're in a good state mentally, naturally that will transition into everything else. Like it's not just about like, fucking 1-hit wonders and fucking fad diets or 7-day plans. It's about really, setting you up. And mate, you always make this face whenever I go on about it, but I talk about this very often now, about the fact that there's 100-year span, 80 to 100 years you've got. You're already doing it, but I always say it, and there's so many things that I touch upon that it's like you're building structures, lads, for the rest of your life. We're not here to fucking just give you a couple of calorie counting apps and bollocks like that. It's like, right, how can we really build substance so that we have a good fucking life? Like you've got lads seem to get this confusion of, I need to be perfect tomorrow. And it's like, it doesn't work like that. Like you need to be perfect and you need to be in a good position mentally and happy within you, because if you've got you in this body for another fucking, I don't know, in my case, and I remember I talked to you about it all the time, don't I? I reckon I'm going to live to about 100, probably just about that. But, you got 70 fucking 3 years. End of the day, you need to be happy within that, journey that you're going on. It's not just about a 2-minute thing. But mate, this has been absolutely awesome today. I've said this to all the guys today, and I'm sure you'd agree with this. Any of the guys who are a bit worried, a bit panicked, and they want to come and have a chat with you, Dan, beforehand, and then come talk to me about joining, would you be happy to have a chat with them? Would you say that your door's open to come speak to them?
Yeah, 100%. Like I say, obviously, joining this program is obviously the community is probably one of the biggest parts of this program.
Yeah, that's what makes this work, is having a group of like-minded men with the same problem, the same journey. They want to go towards self-improvement in a room, in a fucking, network together, that suddenly you can go, right, we're going to fucking push towards the new you. And I know that I've been through the same problem as you and I solved it. Here's how to do it. Here's what I experienced. Here's how I learned. Here's how I did this. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. And that's obviously the biggest thing, is that driving factor. So, mate, that's awesome. And lads, anyone who's watching this back, as I say, Dan's, there's plenty of stuff on his page that you can look at of what we've done together. And, as I say, he's more than happy for you to message him, and then obviously drop me a message. And I've said this so many times, like, joining this program isn't just going to be as simple as, yep, you're in. It's going to have to be, why do you want to work with us? Why will you be the next guy like Dan that's completely turned his life around and, changed and, built his confidence? You have to be willing to have actually move in that direction. But mate, it's been awesome today. I'm going to stop the recording there, and then we're going to plot out your next year, which is going to be awesome. But yeah, cheers then to anyone who's watched this back. As I say, if you feel like you want to do the same as Dan or any of the rest of the lads, drop us a message and we'll have a chat.